What's happening, y'all? It's your boy RottenRoseQ back with another reaction video. And this time we got the lyrical breakdown of Aliens from BTS. And we got the Korean language breakdown. And y'all should already know here we like to go ahead and discuss the bars. So, what better way than getting a breakdown from someone that understands the native language 100% and get their breakdown? So, with that said, let's go ahead and get into this one, y'all.
Are you enjoying BTS' new album, Arirang? Which track do you like the most? Hi, this is Minji from Minji Teaches Korean, and today I'll be breaking down the lyrics of Aliens. But before that, should we talk about the album first? Well, BTS has always told their own story through music, but this time what stood out to both Korean listeners and myself was the fact that they released a new album after 3 years and 9 months following military service. Wow. And honestly, the fact that all of them completed their service so well, like that alone deserves a lot of respect, right? And also that they focus on their identity as a Korean group. I thought that was really powerful. This comeback, which fans around the world have been waiting for, is titled after Arirang in Korean, and also a traditional Korean folk song that has been passed down for over 600 years. Our 14 tracks are rooted in Korean identity. And I feel like the emotion within Arirang, the sense of longing, sadness, and ultimately enduring through it, run through the entire album. What do you think? The members also talked about why they chose to go in a more Korean direction.
저희의 지금 공통점이 저희는 이제 저희를 사랑한다는 것과 한국인이라는 것밖에는 없는 것 같아요.
그죠.
이제 멤버들의 7명을 묶을 수 있는 것이 어쨌든 우리가 또 전원 사실 한국에서 온 저는 굉장히 약간 아직도 약간 촌놈이고
Ahead of their comeback after 3 years and 9 months, they said they spent a lot of time thinking about the message of this album. There were months of songwriting sessions in LA in 2025, and they tried to find the most honest story that represents BTS today.
많이 했던 얘기가 이제 정체성, 우리다운 건 무엇인가?
우린 무엇인가?
방탄스러운 거는 또 무엇이고 하다가 우린 또 다 한국 사람이고 하니까 한국스러운 걸 좀 넣어보면 좋지 않을까라.
And in that process, what they came back to was their starting point, like their identity as a group that began in Korea. If you've seen the interviews, you might already know this. Like J-Hope said, they tried to create more moments where all 7 members could come together, and then coming back and showing themselves as they are ultimately means starting from their roots. He said those roots are what made them who they are today. And
This is overwhelming. First, I really like her. I'm gonna make sure that I give her all the love in the world. This is Minji Teaches Korean. She has a YouTube channel and she's really dope. I'm really overwhelmed. I definitely don't want to just not say anything, but she's teaching so much here. Like I think everybody that is on the outside looking in can understand that we understand what the title means. We understand what the title means to South Korea or to Korea in general. And to really see her breaking it down more is her really expressing the levels that they went to really make sure that they're representing and that Korea is 100% behind this. So I think that that's really dope, especially if you take into consideration the videos that I've been dropping recently, which has been of their history. If you look at how they went out their way to learn what hip hop truly was and really get in depth into music and become true musicians and true artists, and to see them do their 10th album like that, that's really dope. That says a lot about them. And it's like they're all on one accord about it. Even J Hope is speaking about it. This is dope. I really don't know what to say here. Let's keep going.
And in this part was interesting to me, like RM said, they threw around all kinds of ideas during songwriting sessions, and at one point, they even made a song based on Taekwondo. It didn't make it into the album, but he personally liked it a lot. He also said that Korean elements are an important keyword that can tie the 7 of them together because it connects to where they started their roots. And he added that what Korean means is still being redefined and evolving, and it would be fun for them to be part of that process. Then in March 2026, BTS released their new full-length album Arirang and returned to the spotlight after about 4 years. Now, the song we're gonna look at today is, like I said, Aliens. I chose this song because I like that they also performed it at the Gwanghwamun concert, and like Suga said, they focused less on a grand message and more on us as they are. So in a way, I think this is a very bold song where they openly talk about themselves. And there are also a lot of Korean lifestyle elements in the lyrics. And as a Korean teacher, there's a really interesting verse later on that I want to show you. So today, let's break down the lyrics of Aliens.
And that's the thing. I think when I hear Aliens all by itself, it's a slapper. When I watch them perform it, it's a slapper. And I have my understanding, but obviously there's parts that I'm not truly gonna understand. So I think this is gonna be a good deep dive. So let's keep rocking.
First, the word aliens in Korean is 외계인, but this song is not actually about extraterrestrials, right? It is used to mean we're different, like different culture, different way of thinking, different behavior. But instead of hiding that, they confidently show it, and I think that's what makes BTS special. Let's take a look at the lyrics then. This song is started with Suga's part. Let me read the lyrics first. This gonna be the gem of the year. 지루하고 따분해 모든 게. 시간은 참 빨라 틱톡. 스테디움으로 집합. 도대체 뭘 더 고민해. So let's get started with 지루하고 따분해 모든 게, this part. Everything feels boring and dull. 지루하다, to be boring, and 따분해, to be dull, and 고 links to adjectives, which means and 모든 게, everything. And here we have 시간은 참 빨라, time really flies, TikTok, and stadium으로 집합. 집합 is the act of gathering or meeting, and 으로 means toward, to the directions. So everybody gather.
And in just those 2 bars, he pretty much said a whole lot. Because although it's been 4 years, for him, it probably felt like just a day, 2 days. The meaning of what I'm saying by that is that so much has happened in life, but so much has happened before that, and so much is about to happen now. I think, in a sense, he might look at how life went as just one good part of it, but yet there's a lot of moving on to go. Because I think when he says that everything is boring and time is just going fast, that's what I will believe, that no matter what obstacle that he was faced against, to have to get where he is throughout that 4 years, that 4 years was much easier on him than people would have believed, but it was boring. So, and then even speaking about gathering at the stadium, I was made aware that he invested into a baseball team out here. So, you know, but I know he meant really for his concert, but still, you know.
At the stadium. We also say 스타디움 in Korean. And 도대체 뭘 더 고민해, this part. 도대체, an earth, 뭘, what? 더, more. 고민해 is like think about something a lot or agonize. So what are you even still thinking about? So up to here is basically like, why are you overthinking so much? Time flies, we are back. So just come to the stadium already. And move on to this part. 태생부터 다른 seven aliens, 우릴 부러워하네 저 civilians. 굳이 설명하기 입 아파. So let's take a look at this line. 태생부터 다른 seven aliens. Like we're seven aliens different from the start. They use the word 태생. That means being born somewhere, like your origin. And 부터, from, or indicates the starting point. So basically, it means like we were born and raised in completely different environments. So we're aliens. And yet, people envians. 우릴 부러워하네, just civilians. So those civilians are jealous of us, like 우릴, us. And 부러워하다, 부럽다 means to be.
Man, bars. And then what I'm thinking on this, right, is that there's 7 people that come from different places and made it. So I believe that this is definitely one of those bars that he's popping it. This is what I would consider popping it. Like he letting like, listen, we pretty much all came from different walks of life, but we got some people that still envy us for whatever reasons. That's a bar.
Envy, to be jealous, but a or yohada is attached to indicate the meaning of something appears to be. And ne is also used when you discover something new. So altogether, it means, oh, now I see that people envy us. And move on to this part. 굳이 설명하기 입 아파. It's tiring to even explain. 굳이 here means to feel obligated to do, or you would rather do something. And the act here, the behavior is 설명하다, to explain. So 굳이 설명하기, and this expression, 입이 아프다, it literally means your mouth hurts. So it is used when something is already obvious and doesn't need to be repeated. Like,
It's crazy. It's crazy because I knew he came off in the beginning of the record, but not as much as he did. Like he really was showing out. He really was showing out. That's crazy for real.
if you keep saying something over and over, your mouth literally hurts, right? So it means like, is it really necessary? I don't even need to explain it. Like our success already speaks for itself. So why should we explain anything? Like 굳이? Just come to the stadium. So I think this part really shows BTS level and status. Alright, and move on to J-Up's part. Hello, this is your new honey. 박수쳐 흔들어 중머리. Oh my god, do I look too funny? 뭐 어쩔래? Just move for me. Yeah, move for me. So I thought this was really witty. Like, this is your new honey. It kind of feels like we are fresh. You just discovered us now. Yeah, I am your new honey. We're new honey.
And you see the swag is just on 17 million. The swag is all the way there. Like, I'm not asking you any questions. Like, this is the difference between the young guys that were knocking on doors. Like, they're not asking questions. I think if American hustle life was to happen in today's time, I don't think any questions would be asked. I don't think any questions need to be asked. I think when they're ready to perform, just like we've seen a billion times, they're gonna give you the craziest show on earth. They're really who they say they are. They're really who they say they are. That's why, like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And 박수쳐, clap your hands. 흔들어, shake it or move your body. And 중머리, feel the 중머리 rhythm. 중머리 is a traditional Korean rhythmic pattern. So this isn't just saying dance, it's saying enjoy this in a Korean rhythm. And 뭐
It's like how you not really gonna respect them? How you not really gonna respect them? Because it's like they don't have no problem adapting to whatever country that they are in, but they're killers. They're killers of their own music. That's bars. That's bars. And then it's crazy because it's like to think this is the bars that they started writing and they could write these with no problem. Before some of them were able to speak English, they know how to like this is that's bonkers. I now want to see her translation of the bars that I didn't understand because now when I listen to the songs fully, I'm gonna have a full understanding of how crazy that they really went. Because this is bonkers.
어쩔래? Like, what are you gonna do about it? So this expression is very Korean and is slightly provocative, like, okay, and what are you gonna do? Right? We're Korean, what are you gonna do? And move on to Jungkook's and V part. From the kana to the ha, 우릴 보고 배워나. Yeah, we're aliens. If you wanna hit my house, 신발은 벗어나. Yeah, we aliens. This part really stood out to me. Growing up hearing A to Z all the time and living under that pressure of English, this feels kind of emotional because this refers to the Korean alphabet Hangul. It starts with kana and ends with ha. So, 우릴 보고 배워나. Watch us and learn it beforehand. And I think this
Am I the only person that didn't know that? Let me know. Let me know if I'm the only person that didn't know that. That's crazy.
noa is actually very important. It comes from the a o yo nota pattern, which means to do something in advance and leave it prepared. So it's not just learn, it's more like learn it ahead of time, be ready. Okay? And 신발은 벗어놔. When it comes to the shoes, 벗어놔. Take off your shoes off and leave them there. Same grammar again. 벗어놔. Not just take them off, but take them off and leave them properly. And this reflects Korean culture. We leave our shoes at the entrance. And move on to the V's line. 어쩜 그래 shameless. Like, how can you be like that? That's so shameless. So it kind of sounds like something you would say to someone who doesn't respect Korean culture because 예의를 차려 is followed. It means like have some manners, show respect. And 해는 동쪽에서 rising.
Yo, they said, yo, listen, when you walk in here, take your shoes off and leave them at the door. And then say, how could you not already? You shameless. Then they say, man, nah. This, yo, this is crazy.
어쩜 그래 shameless. Like, how can you be like that? That's so shameless. So it kind of sounds like something you would say to someone who doesn't respect Korean culture because 예의를 차려 is followed. It means like have some manners, show respect. And 해는 동쪽에서 rising, like the sun rises in the east. So here, the keywords are the 동쪽, the east, and 예의, etiquette. Well, Korea has traditionally been called 동방예의지국, the country of etiquette in the East. And 예의를 차려, 차리다, is very important in Korean culture. It means behaving properly with social awareness. So it's basically like we are Korean and we value 예의, like manners. You say you like us, right? Then show some respect. 예의를 차려. And for
This is crazy. This is crazy. It's crazy because it's one thing to make music and just enjoy yourself or make music for people to enjoy. It's another thing to incorporate your culture fully in the hit songs that you made on this album because this album was about their culture. So when she's breaking down how crazy that they went lyrically, just to make sure that people understand, listen, before I even tire my mouth anymore by letting you guys know about the accolades and everything that we've done, could you at least show a little bit of respect and enjoy this stadium show that we about to give you? man, man, that's a beautiful way to speak to the people that doubted you. That's a beautiful way to speak to the people that spoke down. Beautiful way. Listen, I don't even want to argue with you. All I ask, all I demand is you show me some respect while you're here. But please make your way. That's fire.
For a long time, when Western people thought of Korea, it was just like some country in the East. But here they flip that idea. 해는 동쪽에서 rising. The sun rises in the east. Of course it does. So what they are saying is, just like it's natural for the sun to rise in the east, the cultural center is now in the east, like in Korea. And move on to the Jimin and Jin's part.
And in so many ways, they have changed the world. And there's so many ways they have changed the world. And it's like when she's breaking down these lyrics, these are the same level of lyrics that I would be expecting from some of our greatest lyricists in America. And to see how they having such wordplay about it and having fun and going on a world tour that's sold out everywhere. Hats off. Hats off. They deserve to pop it. When you make it through something that you went through for years and you're able to be successful and you're still breathing and you got all of your limbs, give them some credit. They deserve it. Pop it, young fellas. Pop it.
Every night, every day, 뭐든 더 빠르게. Whatever it is, 뭐든 더 빠르게. Faster. So everything faster. This reflects Korea's 빨리빨리 culture, right? We are doing everything quickly. 매일 밤새워 돼. Staying up all night consistently. So this is also very real, like real Korean. We are working, studying, and pushing ourselves. And 밤을 새우다 means to be up all night. But he didn't say 밤새워, but 밤새워 돼. Here, 되다 is used to show that an action is repeated or done excessively. So it's more like we've been staying up all night over and over again, almost to an extreme.
And that's real. Not everybody is grinding. So if you represent a group of people and you know that your group of people is known for handling business, staying up, moving fast, getting things done, yeah, we gonna pop that. And that does make us aliens. And she really is doing a beautiful job explaining this, but it's like aliens was never meant to be that they're from another planet. Aliens were meant to mean that they are the different ones. They are the different ones. And they're proving it with every lyric. Let's keep going.
And move on to this part. 시대가 우릴 원해. This era wants us. Right now, the whole world is paying attention to K-culture. So overall, it's saying we worked fast, worked hard, and that led to success. Now, Aaron's part. I think this is the highlight. Let me read it. Let me, honey, talk about the business. So it sounds like he's about to say something serious. Everybody know now where the K is, like K-beauty, K-pop, K-animation, K-literature, and so on. So when I first listened to this part, it reminded me of this interview where a foreign interview asked if he was tired of the K label. It could come across as a slightly rude question, but RM responded in such a thoughtful and wise way. He said it's a premium label. It's something our ancestors fought for. At the time, a lot of Koreans really praised him for that answer, and since then, over time, that K label has truly spread everywhere.
They fighting for something. They fighting for something. And then, not to mention, look at where the K really is, though. Like, look at how far that has went. Look at how far they have made it. Look at all their accolades. That's a heavy bar from RM. yo, this is crazy. Their level of success is it's hard to really it's hard to really think about it, man.
And move on to this part. 어디까지 가니 이런 제길. How far are you going? Damn, 저주하니 아직 흉측대길. You are still cursing us? 흉측대길. Well, this part can be a bit difficult, so let me break those them down one by one. So, 어디까지 가니 literally means how far are you going, but it implies how far you guys are going to keep criticizing. Like, how long are you gonna keep this up? Because 제길 is basically a swear word, like damn. So it means like enough already. And 저주하니 아직. So 저주하다 means to curse, and that word 아직, it hits hard. Like we've already made it. K is already global, and you are still hating. 저주하니 아직. And now 흉측대길. This comes from fortune telling, so you need this reference. 흉 means bad luck, and 길 means good luck, and 대길 means great luck. So it means even something bad turns into great fortune. Like we saw right before this, people's jealousy and envy just keep going. There's no limit to it, right? It doesn't stop, it just drags on and on. So here, 가다, 어디까지.
I even want to go one further with that. When you learn how to gain that tough skin, what happens after is that everything that is negative that is said about you begins to be positive fuel to where you're going. Once you truly understand that you have so much more power within you than what matters outside of you and the things that you can't control, you pretty much become like a superhero because you start to move faster and you start to move better. So I think that that's really dope to know. And that's a really good line that he put in there. Like, listen, even everything that y'all might have said bad about me, little do y'all know all it's doing is just helping me move forward anyway. So thank you. That's a win.
가니, 가다 has this meaning of something continuing or lasting over time. Turns into great fortune. Like we saw right before this, people's jealousy and envy just keep going. There's no limit to it, right? It doesn't stop, it just drags on and on. So here, 가다, 어디까지 가니? 가다 has this meaning of something continuing or lasting over time. Like just like when you say 한 달을 못 갔어요. It didn't even last a month in that kind of context. So here it's saying this kind of behavior just keeps going. They take it way too far with no sense of limits, and there are still people out there literally cursing them. Even now, it's still going, but even so, in the end, it all turns into great fortune. And this is my interpretation. In Korean, there is this verb, 흉보다. It also means talking badly about someone, 흉, and 즉 means in other words, and 대길 means big fortune. So even if people are talking about them badly, in other words, it could turn into something positive or big fortune. Well, actually, you can already hear that even with this album. Some people pointed out that even though it's called Arirang, all the titles are in English, or there was also criticism about the Gwangwon performance, blah, blah, blah. But the more negative there is, the more it turns into 대길, great luck, big fortune. And move on to the next. Pardon 김구 선생님, tell me how you feel. 영어는 또 나밖에 못해, but that is how we kill. 눈만 또 허벌나게 큰 너희가 말하길. Are they for real? For real? So, pardon 김구 선생님, tell me how you feel. This needs cultural context. Kim-gu was a Korean independence activist who dreamed of a country with strong cultural power during Japanese colonial era. And now that K-culture is sweeping the world, people in Korea often say, like half joking, but also proudly, "Are you watching this, Kim-gu?" So this line is basically asking, how do you feel seeing Korea today? Because now we've grown into a country whose culture is known all around the world. And let's take a look.
And he put a name on it. And he was direct about it. This is definitely this is something. This album has did something. One thing I know about every album, especially if it even has ears, what an album does, it motivates people. It motivates a lot of people, and there's already I'm trying to find the right words to say. There's a lot of people that will love to participate in K-pop. And I believe that this album and what they're about to do moving forward, I believe that they're about to change the percentage of artists or people that try to come out and debut as K-pop idols that don't make it. I believe that they're going to make it a little easier for people to genuinely be heard because they are doing exactly what they're saying. They're getting so far that they are opening so many doors, so many of them, that it's not just getting better for them. It's going to get better for anyone on earth that is using the K in general. And that right there is super boss talk. Super boss talk.
Look at this part. 영어는 또 나밖에 못해, but that is how we kill. So maybe I'm the only one who speaks English well, but still, we made it. 영어는, when it comes to the English, and 또 here as emphasis, it's like saying on top of that, and on top of everything else. So it's not just not only that, it's more like we're already seen as something different, almost like aliens. And on top of that, I was the only one speaking English. 영어는 또 on top of that, when it comes to English, 나밖에, only me, 못해. Other guys can speak. So they're saying we conquer the world even in Korean. And 눈만 또 허벌나게 큰 너희가 말하길. This part is really interesting. In the West, there's been a racist stereotype about Asians having small eyes. But here, they flip it. They say you're the ones with huge eyes. So I think it's a strong counterpunch. 눈만, eyes, only. And 허벌나게 is a dialect word from the Chola region, meaning extremely, insanely, or very. And I thought it was really interesting that they used the regional Korean dialect here. It adds another layer of Korean identity to the lyrics. 눈만 허벌나게 큰 너희, like big, you, 말하길, saying, are they for real? For real? And it ends with this image of people being like, wait, is this real? Kind of mocking those who are still just watching in disbelief, even though BTS has already become part of the global culture mainstream. And the rest repeats. So it might sound a bit direct, even sharp, but as a Korean, I feel like this song really confronts things head on. Like, take off your shoes if you come to our house. The sunrise in the east anyway. Learn Canada. Okay, so like BTS said, after coming back from the military, they wanted to show themselves as they are and speak from their roots. And I think they really did that here. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video,
Nah, that's good. I like it. I want to do more research on that last line because even if that is what it is, because from what I believe she explained, I believe what she's saying is like in the West, people always made jokes about Korean people having small eyes. So I guess with him being in a satire, is saying like, "Yo, even ridiculously, you guys still look at me with big eyes." And then like she just kind of even spoke on too how RM was the only one that was really speaking English, or at least that's could. And with him being a leader as well, I think I think what's dope about it is they put in so much work, they learned so much that now they have the opportunity to just be who they want to be unapologetically. And it's like I remember when I was in school, one of my English teachers taught me that before you get the opportunity to, well, basically, I'll try to say it like this. What he basically explained to me is you need to learn the rules of literature before you can break them. So what I'm watching on other videos, if you're not already tuned into me, you can go ahead and check those videos out as well. Because I got videos where I look up where BTS came from, what type of struggles that they went through on their way up. And when I see those things, I see guys that were students really trying to learn and understand this thing. And I think through that process, they understood it, and now that they have it understood, now they're moving things forward. And I love it and respect it. I do. So don't want to waste any more of y'all time. It's your boy RottenRoseQ. Let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments. Let me know if she did a beautiful job translating because this was amazing. I liked it. This was dope. I want to do more of these. So let me know if you guys like this and let me know if y'all want to see me do more. But y'all have a beautiful one. It's your boy RottenRoseQ, and I'm out of here.